take a quick look here and think about what's affected you the most. How has it affected you the most? And then if we keep going forward, there's my man Edison. There's his research laboratory. There's the fire. There's the devastation. And then this is what I was just discussing. If we think about, this event, what's that reaction? Like, it's uncommon to think, hey, they left me too much time. It's uncommon to think, hey, go get your mother. So if you've experienced some of those negative thoughts and emotions, that's what I mean by the gift of being human. But growth is, how quickly can we choose a different response? How can we think differently about this, which ultimately leads to a better version of ourselves and a better version of each other? So, oh yeah, I forgot we did all this too. So there's what I was just talking about. Like, life was pretty good. Like, we were growing, company was doing well, the market was really good. Then in March, all of a sudden, this significant and unexpected event. So we're living in this gap between where we are and where we want to go. And when I think about this process, living in this gap and winning in this gap, my old supervisor used to say, when God closes one door, he opens another. But it's hell in the hallway. And what that means to me is, how do I keep walking with faith? How do I keep walking with confidence? How do I keep my dreams greater than my memories? And how do I walk believing that the best is yet to come? That we aren't holding on to what we had, but we're excited about where we are going. And so this is the mindset that we really want to create. This is the mindset of seeing things differently, because not only do great leaders and great performers see things in other people they have yet to see in themselves, they see challenges as opportunities. They view mistakes as a chance to get better. They understand through it all, they're just trying to grow and become better than they were before. So here are a couple of ideas that we can think about. How do we win now? How do we win in this gap? And what's really important, what we've noticed is, one of the first things I think is really important is, how are we going to define success? In fact, this is the first question I asked the football staff in 2009. Coach Swinney called me in, said, hey, we're really struggling. We just got beat by Maryland. We need you to talk to our team. So I walked in and was talking to the coaches, and I said, okay, how do you define success? And they gave some answers that you might imagine. It's developing young men. It's making a difference in their lives, and the things that you would really want leaders of young men to say. And finally, one of our coaches said, well, let's be honest, success in our business is winning. And I said, can you control winning? And he kind of slammed his head down and said, you bet you know what, well, you can, because if not, we get fired. And they all stopped what they were doing, were staring me down. And I thought for a moment that I probably shouldn't say what I'm getting ready to say, but then I thought Coach Swinney wasn't paying me at that time to not tell the truth. So I looked at the coach and said, if you can't control winning, why are you 2-3? And it got really awkward and really uncomfortable, but I will say I outlasted him in this process. So we got to think differently about success. Success is not necessarily achieving the goal. Success is pursuing the goal, right? The worthy pursuit of a worthy goal is how I want you to think about success, where we focus on the process instead of the outcome. In fact, John Wooden said, success is the peace of mind, which is a direct result in the self-satisfaction knowing you did your best to become the best you're capable of becoming. The peace of mind, which is a direct result in the self-satisfaction knowing you did your best to become the best you're capable of becoming. And so I want to challenge you to think it's not about selling the house, it's about the process of selling that house. Like, it's you focus on being the best that you can be. That's what we say at Clemson football. We're going to try to be the best that we can be. Hopefully that's enough to be the best ever. So right now, what are your 24-hour victories? If we're down about 30% of the year and your goals may be a little bit smaller, how are you redefining success? And what are the little goals that you've put in place to help you find success each and every day? What are you waking up with passion to pursue? What are the worthy goals you're trying to pursue at home and at work and for the people that matter most to you? Because it's real important for me, and what I tell our players, if I just make you a better football player, then I've failed you. So it's this very holistic focus to success in your life and what it looks like. So think about, how are you going to define success? What are the worthy goals that you're going to pursue? And how are you going to get so busy doing those common things in an uncommon way that success finds you? What else can we do right now to win in this moment, to win in this gap? Is to be innovative, to be creative, to iterate and become a better version of ourselves. I love the question that was posed to you. Like, if you could do one thing different right now, what would it be? I think that's so important, to be creative and innovative. Now's a great time to really take some time to think about how you go to market, how you engage your customers, how you connect, how you communicate. What are the habits that you've put in place that drive your success? And what are the habits you need to get rid of? That's the goal. And then most importantly, in order for us to be our best, we have to be part of something greater than ourselves. And so this focus has got to be more on, how can I help the Caine company be successful? Like what we tell our coaches, when their players know it's more about them than it is about you, you can coach them any way you want. So imagine if we think about that mindset, if we make it more about our clients than we make about ourselves, we make it more about Caine company than we make about ourselves, then we're all in this together. We're connected to a common purpose, and we're pursuing worthy goals. In fact, that's what Vince Lombardi said, the individual commitment to a common goal. That's the key to a team, an organization, a community, a society. And I think the last thing that I really want you to focus on is, what can you do to win now? It's shifting your focus away from the things you can't control, and that list is pretty long, to the things you can. So we got to let go of the things we can't control and focus on what we can. And the number one thing we really can control is how we think. It says in Proverbs, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So our thoughts really control how we act and how we feel. And since we aren't perfect in our thought life, it's our effort to control how we think. So we have to think differently about success. We have to think in terms of I can, I am, I will, versus I need to, I have to, I should, or I can't. And then we have to really, what can I really control are the habits that I engage and commit to on a daily basis. So here's a slide with a lot of information on it, but a couple of points I really want you to kind of focus on. What are some habits I can create to win right now? One of my favorite exercises is to have people finish a sentence, I'm at my best when, or I play my best when. Like I love Deshaun Watson, I play my best when I'm prepared. Christian Wilkins, I play my best when I'm having fun and making everybody else better. Coach Swinney, I'm at my best when I'm uncomfortable, because he grew up in a chaotic and dysfunctional home. So how would you finish that sentence for you today? I'm at my best when. And then collectively as a team, this would be a good exercise for you guys, whatever team you're a part of, and for all of Caine, we are at our best when. You know, we are at our best when we stay connected, when we're focused on our clients, when we're providing great value, when we're it's less about me and more about other people. Paint a picture in your life here of who you want to be and how you want to be. Like, have some courageous conversations. Be grateful, right? It's hard to be grateful, truly grateful, and overwhelmed with anxiety and negative emotions at the same time. Make an effort to get some more sleep. Find some time to rest and relax and focus. Be curious about your life. Pay attention to the variables that are present when you feel alive and confident and engaged and purposeful and intentional. Like, what are those variables that help you be your best? How do we maintain hope? And then how do we develop that positive mental attitude? One of my favorite quotes, Charles McDowell, sums up, it says, life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I respond to it. And the lesson there is, again, don't let the things you can't do keep you from doing what you can. And so our challenge through all of this time is when we get through at the end of our life, like the research is going to say, we're going to regret the things we didn't do instead of what we did. Like David Seaver and I in college, like there's some regrets probably of the things we did. It was fun, but we may have some regret. But I know at the end of my life, what I'm going to regret are the steps I didn't take, the growth steps I didn't have, the courageous conversations I didn't have, thinking in a different way, looking differently at success, the dreams I didn't pursue. So I think it's going to be at the end of this stretch. We're on week 8. Signs are life is coming back to, it won't ever be normal, but life's coming back. I want you to be able to answer this question. Here's how I'm different. Here's how I grew, because I don't want you to regret this opportunity that you had to learn to think differently, be differently, and act differently. And so as we raise that awareness, like, here's how I grew, here's how I'm different, then more importantly, how do we do it? Like if you don't know how you got better, then it's really hard to repeat that process. So again, what did this mean? What did it mean to you? And more importantly, what's something that you can do with it? And this quote has great relevance as well. What lies behind us and what lies ahead of us matters little compared to what lies within us. And when we bring what lies within us to the world, miracles happen.